Alright guys, got the next project here. Not going to be too crazy. Just going to do fuel injection, all new ignition system, go through all the wiring and the brakes. Literally put all new brakes on it all the way around. Make the doors actually open. Put some new carpet and seats in it. Should look pretty good when it's done. I'll keep you informed. Alright guys, just gonna do a little bit of compression test, a little bit of preventative maintenance. Got all the plugs out. It looks really lean. Other than that, they don't look bad. I don't see a fat cylinder or an oil-soaked cylinder. I think we're gonna be good, but obviously, before we chuck too much money in it, let's just check the basics. So we'll give it a shot and see what this one's got. Let's see. Yep. At least we got one that's good for sure. I'll keep you updated. We'll see where it goes. Alright guys, we're back here on the Bronco. We're going to get some wiring cleaned up. Ignore the chainsaw in the background. But yeah, we're going to make this thing go away. We're going to get all of this cleaned up too. Relocate the coil. And yeah, we got some new parts. New fuel line. New starter. Then we got the new FI Tech fuel injection. We got a new fuel pump. That's an in-tank fuel pump. We're going to drop the tank down and put that one in. New spark plug wires, cut to fit. And you got new fuel filter. We got MSD box, new wire holders. We got quite a bit of work yet to do. And I'll get some of this tore apart and I'll be back with you. Well, you guys getting nervous yet? Back here on a little update on a little Bronco. Got a whole bunch of wiring to do. Got some wiring cleanup from the factory harness. Got a whole bunch of wiring for the MSD and the fuel injection. Fun fact, I'm actually colorblind. I don't know who's gonna wire all this shit. But we'll get her. Wish me luck. Alright, let's get into some of this wiring here. Between the FI Tech and obviously the MSD box. Really gotta understand the wiring diagrams, knowing which system you're going to be using, because there is quite a few different options of setups. Whether you're using a factory forward style ignition along with a factory OEM style for a GM. So let me grab papers. So this is obviously the first setup. It's just a normal magnetic pickup style distributor with a separate mounted coil. No MSD box. The next one is your GM ready to run HEI. Again, no MSD box. This is the one we're actually going to be using. We are going to be running an MSD box. So we need a magnetic pickup that goes directly into the MSD box. The MSD box fires a coil. We just need the tach signal going into the fuel injection that's coming out of the MSD box. And then that's pretty much it as far as the MSD box goes, other than your power and grounds ignition. As far as the fuel injection, we will have the blue wire that goes to the tach output, which goes over to the MSD, which will be this one. And then this one will be the key on source. This is the battery source. And then the white wire here is also a key source. And then you'll have 2 wires here that go directly to the coil. And then just your pigtail that comes out of the MSD box over to the distributor. Then you got a red wire that goes directly to the battery. This wire controls the fuel pump, which whatever setup you're going to be using, whether you're using a surge tank style, we're actually not. We're going to be using an in-tank pump, which is right here. So I still got to drop this fuel tank down to put that in. And then pretty much that's it. Yeah, clean up the rest of this, make it look nicer, and then we'll start running fuel lines, and this thing should be ready to run here pretty soon. I say that, and there's still a lot of wiring to do, but it should go pretty quick. Just a little update on the Bronco that could. Got a little bit more wiring to finish up. That's just a key source there. We got the tach signal going to the fuel injection, but MSD wiring is done, the coil wiring is done, the main harness is back cleaned up and nice. All that back in there is cleaned up and nice. That's the fuse box right there for the FI tech, and it's actually working as well. So here it's zeroed out. Turn the key on. You can hear it click, and there's everything's working. Alright, so got some of this wiring done and cleaned up. Pretty much got all the MSD and the fuel injection wiring done. Still got to mount the O2 sensor, so I got to weld in a bung back there for that. Still got to run the wiring in for the handheld itself, and then put in a coolant temp sensor. But we still got fuel lines, fuel pump. We still got quite a bit of work yet to do. Plus I got to mount a new starter. Finish the wiring for that. That is actually going down there now. It originally had a starter solenoid up here. We're changing the starter, putting a modern one on it. That way it's all down there. And actually, I can turn the handheld on real quick. So there you can see there's no numbers. We'll just turn the key on. And now we got numbers. So it's all working, it's all there. Just kind of basic stuff in here. This is actually only a 302. So we'll change this all the way down. And it's a stock camshaft as well. So we'll change that to 1. And then we'll actually drop this all the way down to about 5,000 as well. It's very, very, very basic stock motor. Not going to go anything too crazy on it. And I think that's going to be it for this one.